Parmesan see spaghetti and meatballs staring at me. Spaghetti and meatballs staring at me. Get yourself a serving, maybe two. Talking Bulls basketball is what we do. Get your garlic bread and your dish of the week on spaghetti and meatballs. Oh yeah, spaghetti and meatballs. Don't forget the Parmesan cheese.
We're back. Spaghetti and meatballs, baby. Myself, Trevin, and John Z. How are you, buddy?
Trevin?
Yes.
What's our new intern's name?
Something stupid like Zane or Zed or something.
Whatever is. Yeah, Sved? Is that it?
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, I don't know if you checked. Sved sent us some.
First of all, we hired a real pompous son of a bitch this year. Real smug. We're going to see how long it lasts, but sorry, go ahead.
He's the only guy who's still like, and I don't even know if this place is open anymore. He talks about Quiznos all the time.
Oh my gosh.
At first I thought it was like a running joke when we were talking, hey, we need you to cater lunch. We got some people coming in.
And he's like, oh, you want some Quiznos?
What is
And we're like, oh yeah, sure, get some Quiznos. But it happens every time.
Yeah, like it happens every time. Like
Quiznos. I haven't seen a Quiznos in 15 plus years, maybe. I don't know.
Well, he sent me a little inbox message, and I think you already know from our text last night who it was from.
Yeah,
I know we normally save this, but he's already.
I had a feeling this was coming.
He's already running the mouth. He's already chiming in.
He gets worse every year.
He does.
Every year. Man,
whatever.
A lot of growing up to do. Yeah, whatever.
For our fans, you guys know who we're talking. We're talking about Knicks fan 69. Do you still have the hate board?
I do. I did not dig it out yet, but yes, it's around here somewhere.
So if you guys remember, there was Knicks fan 69, and then there was Grayson Allen. And anyway, he's just running his mouth.
Flip-flop spots a lot.
Yeah. When they made, even though we could give him right back, because did you see that Dante DiVincenzo little chirping back at Jalen Brunson? So the Knicks got their own problems. I know they made a good trade. They're a good, strong team. Yeah. He's such a bandwagon son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And that's what's going to be like even more satisfying when they fail this year, though, because it's just maybe we'll never hear from again after this year. Although I do like Tibbs, I do like their chances. But
I do too. And I don't blame Tibbs for Deros. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. And speaking of which, January 4th, are we going to get tickets? Tickets?
I was actually going to mention that same thing to you. We should really try and make that happen.
Well, do we even dare ask freaking Sped to go and see if he can get us, our work ticket? I don't even know if he can.
You know what? Let's, we'll get 3 tickets.
Okay.
Or at least 3 tickets. We'll play it out. If he doesn't work out, we'll bring somebody. I don't know. We'll find somebody.
And maybe we do a show drawing where it's like you get to go with the meatballs. We'll get a shot, though.
Just so you guys know, the ideas are just going to be firing out left and right.
Yeah,
we've been just percolating for like 6 months.
Is he listening on our live stream? Because he just texted me, Sved, blow me. So
yeah. Well, I would assume he is, but that's also something he could have just texted you at any point anyway. So hard to say.
Back to our old routine. You got any shout outs?
I do have a shout out. This is a guy. His name is Casey, not the normal Casey I'm associated with.
Yep.
But a different one. We became work associates this year. Good guy, big sports fan. Not a huge Bulls fan, but he's not really a basketball. Like, he doesn't have a team, so I'm hoping to follow him a little bit this year.
He doesn't have a team. Where's he from? Is he?
Well, he's from like Rockford area.
Okay.
But he's all over the place with sports. He's a Cardinals fan. He's a Packers fan. So we don't.
Rockford's almost like a dead area with that. It's like, I think you do get a lot of like Wisconsin fans.
Yeah. You don't have any one team like in your face all the time.
No.
So, but we'll see if we can bring them along.
Welcome. I'm going to see if you're a subscriber. Make sure he follows us on X. We need to bump up our.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the one thing Sped said he was good at. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Was his social media presence.
He's supposed to have. He's one of these Gen Zers that's supposed to help us out in that area.
Yeah.
I'm at a meeting today, Morris Country Club.
Ooh.
Ryan Myers, Assistant Regional Superintendent. Sal Putnam, Grundy County says, Marshall, that's in there too. Hey, we were talking about, which we'll dive into, the new Chicago Sports Network, and you guys need to talk about it in the pod. I'll be listening. I want a shout out. I said, you got it. So that's to Ryan Myers.
Ryan Myers used to be scrubbing desks together at the high school during the summer. Oh, those were the days.
All right, let's dive into the heavy hitting stuff.
Okay. So Wednesday we've got opening night, John. How do you feel overall about this season? I mean, I think it's pretty clear, but like, what are some?
Well, okay, I'm glad you asked that, because here's where I'm at. Is like, once again, this team has me torn.
Yeah.
It's like, we make a trade for Josh Giddey, which I get. He might have been a sexual predator, might have been a pervert, but then he gets cleared. So I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
So might be Sved. We don't know. So we get this guy that's supposed to be very Lonzo-like to run the offense.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, you and I we've been all over Modest Buzelis and how much we like the draft pick, how much potential we think he has. Levine, now whether he's playing for a new deal, playing to get traded, playing for, to redefine his own persona, he seems to be on. So there's so much got positive, but then it's also, are we tanking for Cooper?
See,
because if we get the playing game again, I'm gonna flip out.
Oh, that's like the worst case scenario. That would be 3 years in a row of like basketball purgatory, dude.
It's like we're crossing our fingers to play the number 1 seed for a one. Like,
right. Yes, scratching and clawing just to have a 4-game sweep in the first round or however.
So like for me, right there, it's like that's where I'm at. It's like I'm 4 days away or whatever we are, and I'm like, I don't even know.
So that's kind of my concern is I don't want to be floating in that zone again where come trade deadline, are we selling? Are we selling? It's like it better be quite obvious by like the middle of December which direction we're going. And I'm hoping for the tank version. That's the path.
Doesn't that suck? Doesn't that flipping suck?
It does. It really does suck. However, I do remember at times like in the past year or two when we've talked, and I'd rather have a crap young team.
Yep.
That's exciting, that has their moments, that can show flashes where I don't have unrealistic Even last year, I still had unrealistic expectations that we were going to end up as like a 5th or 4th seed or something and surprise everybody. So it's kind of nice to not have those expectations. And I think, like you said, with Buzelis and, with some of the other young guys like we've had, like Io and Kobe, see if he can continue and make that next step or at least, stay at that level. So, yeah, I don't know. I think, again, if we're in a situation and we win like 38 games or something.
And I just got on. And I just needed a little refresher because in order to keep our pick that would defer to the Spurs, we have to be in the top 10.
Top 10.
Which we're in the playoff game or playing game right where we were last year. Look where we got the 11th pick.
Yeah.
We lose a draft pick.
Yeah. And even
what's supposed to be a loaded draft.
Well, and good point, because yes, There's Cooper Flag at the top of the draft, but it's a pretty good deep draft. So
yeah,
I would like to land in like the top 5 at worst. I would like a top 5 pick and see what happens. But
so I guess I'm asking, if we're saying it's Wednesday night, we may or may not be able to watch this game before our providers figure out this CSN thing.
Yeah.
We're hoping we see production from the young guys, maybe a healthy Zach LaVine, an aggressive Vooch, but we lose the game.
I suppose so. Yes.
Which, like, how do I'm not capable of sitting there and saying, like, let's go. Let's
good. We lost. I know. Well, I think, like, big picture wise, if Zach plays well over the first, 6 weeks of the season, if Vooch is at least serviceable as a backup center to some team trying to push for the playoffs, or if some injury happens or something, like, that's hopefully they can play well to begin the season and then get some value. I really don't even care what we get back for them. I just want that chapter to be completely turned.
And as we have said before, it is really nothing personal against Zach LaVine. Vooch has always been your guy.
Yeah.
It's nothing against Vooch. It's just like, we need a direction. And right now, mark us down. The Meatballs are saying rebuild.
Yeah.
Youth movement, rebuild. I want to see Modest Bazulis in the starting lineup. I want to see Kobe White getting, progressing. I want to see Io in there. I don't even care if Julian Phillips is in the game. If we're talking, like,
I mean, really, him and Dalen Terry, give them all the minutes, man, because they're at the point where they're either going to, be on this team for a few more years or not even next year. So give them the minutes. Let's see what they have and see how it plays out.
It's just, you're right. And so I guess if that's what fans are asking for us, we'd like to see, I like Josh Giddey. Like, let Giddey, like, let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
I think we could probably, I don't know. I think we could probably at the trade deadline. I think you named the big two. I think Torrey Craig could get something from
that's actually
Chris Duarte. That's going to be a question mark for me. If Lonzo Ball, where is Chris Duarte's?
I don't know. So I was going through some things about, like, who we lost, departures, additions. Obviously, AC gone. You brought Josh Giddey in for that. And I agree with you. I'm off the court issues aside. Like, I've always liked what he did on the court. I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't watch a lot of Thunder basketball, but he kind of, fell out of favor there. But 2 years ago, he was like one of the top young point guards. Anybody would do anything to have him on their team. So I'm excited about that. And then they also added Jalen Smith, the center from Indiana.
Right.
I'm interested to see how he plays. I'm not expecting huge things, but he's kind of a stretch big that can, he was shooting the three, it looked like, at about 35% last year. So we'll see what he can do. But I think Torrey Craig, Javon Carter, could there be some value there?
I'll tell you what.
Again, same with Torrey Craig. I don't think there's a lot, but to somebody, you can hopefully get something out of them.
Well, okay, let me ask you then. Is our starting lineup Giddey, White, LaVine, Patrick Williams, and Vooch? Because that's a pretty undersized lineup.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, that's interesting. Because, again, having not been able to watch any.
No, I don't. And I know they've been toying around with different starting lineups from what I'm listening and what I'm. But it's right. I just, you got to start White and LaVine. So is it White and LaVine, and you're bringing in Giddey off the bench? So it's White, LaVine, Patrick Williams, Vooch, and then who? Jalen Smith? Or are we talking?
I mean, I think either way we're going to be terrible on defense.
Oh, for sure.
So maybe it doesn't matter. Whatever. Maybe you do. I mean, Billy's come out and said that they're going to suck defensively. So maybe it's already his plan to go with an undersized lineup. Like you said, you have Giddey, Kobe, Zach, P. Will at the 4, and Vooch at the 5. I don't know. Maybe depending because I don't think that it's, if you bring Vooch off the bench, then, depending on matchups, maybe have start with Smith or something. I don't know.
I don't think there's any way they bring Levine, Vooch, or White off the bench. I think those three are in.
Yeah, I think you're right. And again, hopefully that can increase their trade value.
A lineup I would like to see is Lonzo with like the young guys, with like Giddey, with Bazulis. Like,
yeah,
we need some direction, and like you can give that.
Yeah,
we don't need you to score. We don't need you to,
Yeah, and maybe that's like a perfect role for him coming back on this team, because that is, I'm glad that he's back, and hopefully, having no one ever come back successfully from this surgery, this will be like the Lonzo Ball surgery and
like
the Tommy John thing. But like maybe that's a good role for him, is to lead that young unit when they're on the court together. I like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Like, if we're talking about like something we can look forward to and have fun, it's just like I don't see how I think we have a lot of backcourt guys.
Yeah.
You have Giddey, you have Ball, you have Carter, you have Io, you have White, you have Duarte.
I mean, really, besides Vooch and Smith, Torrey Craig, he's going to get a lot of play at the power forward, I guess.
Yeah, but it's like we have we're like 1 through 3 so heavy.
Yeah.
Willis, Craig, Williams, like there's Phillips, Terry.
Yeah, gosh, Io. Yeah, gosh.
It's like our whole
day if depending on how he fits in. Yeah, geez. There's like three guys in the front court on this team.
Yeah. So I will say, like I'm excited. I'm really hoping whoever our providers are get it figured out Wednesday night. I really want to see like Buzelis in action. I really want to see Lonzo back.
Yeah.
I want to see Giddey. Like there's things I'm excited about.
Yeah, I agree with you. I am excited about Buzelis. I always say it wrong, but I am excited about him, dude. I think he's kind of got that edge to him,
Yeah,
a little bit of a trash talk. I know you like that.
They did. I read a comment that said there hasn't been a white guy talking this much trash since Larry Bird.
Yes, I love it, man. If you're getting
it wasn't about race. It wasn't a race thing. It was just like I thought that was a funny comment.
Yeah. No, I like that, and I like to see what he can do night in and night out. He tore it up during the summer league, obviously different thing, but like, because he didn't. Where did he play last year? Was he on the Ignite team?
Yeah, he was an Ignite guy.
Okay.
And it wasn't like a great, but that's why this G League is so like. You have the Thompson brothers, and it's like again. I see their stats, and it's like 12, 4, and 2, and it's like, and he's the second overall pick. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But this guy in college and like the ACC gave you 25, 5, and 5, and he's not undrafted. Like, I don't get what's going on here.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't know. There's something different with the Ignite team this year, isn't there? Isn't that not a thing now?
Yeah, I didn't know they were like, we're just done with this. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
So,
but
over under is set. Do you know what the number's at? Do you want to take
go on? First of all, when we're talking about that, what's our show account at? How much money do we have in our show account?
It's probably in the negative.
Yeah, we're probably in the red. We need to make a deposit. We'll make a deposit.
Somebody get Jesse back on the line. We
get Jesse back. We need our own sponsor, Deer Park, Country Club back. But no, I don't know. What is it? Season total, if I had to guess for the Bulls, 28.
That's why you are such an informed person, John. 27.5.
Yeah.
And I was listening.
I literally had no idea. I just want to say that.
Good call. And so I was listening on the radio the other day. This was maybe like a week ago.
Okay.
And they were talking about it, and the same thing. I didn't know what it was, and they were kind of, what do you think it's at? And that's around, I don't know if I said 28 or 29, but they were all guessing like 37, 38. I'm like, have you guys seen this roster? Like, do you like? I don't know.
So, I'll tell you what, Trevin. 38 we'd be in a playoff game.
I know. That's why I was like, dear God, please no. No, not 38. So when they revealed that it was 27.5, they were like, oh, we're all betting the over. Like, I don't know. That was, by the way, that was the 4th lowest win total projected under.
Okay, that's interesting because I was just on there again. Yeah. And at 28 wins, that would, based on last year's records,
yeah,
we would have the 12th worst record in the NBA, which means we forfeit a draft pick.
Oh, see, that's what so
if they're telling me 27 freaking wins, which is a nightmare.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And that's not even bad enough.
And that's not bad enough to keep your. So what is that? 27 and 55 or something? Or am I math wrong? 45?
45. No, it'd be 55.
27 and freaking 55, and then I don't even get a draft pick.
Oh gosh.
I'll tell you right now, Trevin. I sit through a 27 and 55 season, and then lose and it's the same team coming back.
Ooh. We'll be free to start. We'll be free agents.
Yeah, we will be. Like, I will be. You remember that guy from the Rockets reached out to us?
Yeah.
We're not doing that. Board. No, we're not. But we'll be free agents.
Yeah. So let's just hope that it's. Oh man, because like you said, dude, it's hard to sit there and root against us, root against them, and if like 27 wins is a rough watch. That's going to be some rough nights, dude. I'm going to be wrapped up in my Snuggie with a box of Kleenex, dude.
But like we've said, if it's 27 and it's Dalen Taylor, it's Bazoulis, it's Kobe, it's like we're seeing all these great things, but we're coming together. We're just not there yet. Like, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But again, if 27 wins is too many wins. Oof.
If it's 27 wins and it's Vooch launching threes, Zach with bad decisions.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna flip out.
Yeah. I wonder how long if Zach is not playing well, what the plan will be with that. Because you're right. I won't sit and watch that.
Okay. Do you remember, and I'm just gonna make an analogy. There was a movie called Little Big League.
I love Little Big League.
Okay, so I don't remember the pitcher's name, but it was like McGeever, and he was like, I just don't have my head. I don't know if I can throw something. Like he was like throwing up meatballs, and the guy's like, "Hey, Mac," to the pitching coach. He's like, "What's the going rate for a aging pitcher, that can't find the strike zone or something?"
Yeah.
That's like Zach LaVine. It's like,
yes,
we want him to do bad enough where we suck, but not so bad that we can't get anything for him.
Can't get rid of him. I mean, I'm hoping he goes out and scores like 35 points a night, and we still give up 140 as a team, and we lose the game, and then maybe the Lakers will come calling and give us a first round pick.
It's like we need to hear Casey's voice on the score saying the lone bright spot in the Bulls has been Zach LaVine, and then it's like, we haven't won a game. We're 0-15. But Zach LaVine's just playing lights out. Thank you.
I would be okay with that. Because, again, like you said, nothing against it's just that page needs to be turned. We're done with that.
Okay, give me like 3 takeaways for this year. Or 3, like your top 3 coming into the season.
Kobe White. I want to see what Kobe can do. Because he was huge last year. And I'm curious to see how that goes. Like, again, can he take another step forward? Can he at least maintain that?
Yep.
Here's a name we haven't really mentioned. Patrick Williams.
Yep.
What's he going to be like this year without DeMar? I mean, Zach will be there, but he's going to be more of a offensive option. So what's that going to be like? And then Bazoulis, what's his season going to be like? I hope that he can stay as aggressive as what I've seen and stay healthy and, win Rookie of the Year or something. That'd be nice.
Oh, that would be – okay, I am with you. Like, 2 of your points are the same for me. I think Bazoulis – and I would love Rookie of the Year. Bazoulis makes first or second team All-Rookie. I mean, this is awesome. This is good.
Yep.
Because to me, at least second team says you outplayed your draft.
Your draft spot, yes.
You outplayed it.
Yes, you should have been a top 10 pick based on.
You should have been a top 10 pick, and you weren't. And first team, I'd be through the freaking moon.
Yep, agreed.
So there's that. I think you were spot on with Patrick Williams. He's got to take a step forward. We got to see where he's at, what he has. And then my third one, it isn't even like a thing moving forward, but it's just something I'm looking at is like, I got to see what Billy does with these rotations and where we're at. And that might change throughout the year, and it should, but I want to see, like, I'm just curious.
That'd be an interesting dynamic to see how he mixes. And like we said, we're so backcourt heavy, how he's going to deploy all of them. So.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. I think you brought up a great point. Like, we don't have any bigs. Because isn't Jalen Smith even like a stretch guy? Like, he's a big guy, but he can hit the three.
Yes, to me, he reminds me of like a Wendell Carter type. I mean, we'll see. It's not like I watched a lot of them, but just that tall, lanky kind of pop out and hit a corner three every now and again. So.
Isn't it awful to think about, like, trading Lowry, trading Wendell Carter, the draft pick that we traded? Like, so we could be starting Markkanen, Franz Wagner, and Wendell Carter with Kobe White and Io. Like, at least that would be young and fun and good.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, that would pretty much be. I mean, minus them not having Lowry, but that'd pretty much be what the Magic have.
Yeah. So like take Lowry and put him on the Magic, and they're like a really solid Eastern Conference team.
Yes, and that could have been us, John.
Yeah. Hey, let's not dwell.
No, but it is. I mean, it is not hard not to think about that when you see, because Lowry got a new contract this season, right? So
let's look. I'm going to bring up. I just want to see first. Let's talk about first weeks before our next pod next week.
Yeah, we may only.
Are we only going to get one game in here?
Yeah, we might. I know it's Wednesday, but I don't know what's after that.
Okay. Well, at least we'll have something to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, we'll break down that Pelicans game, man.
We're going to break it down.
Woo!
We'll get together and we'll tweet out, the betting line. We never got to say, well, what do you think, though? It's 27.5. Where are we at?
I don't know, man.
Well, we hope we're over, but God.
I think it all depends. Like, if they end up, if they're winning some games at the beginning of the season, and that's a result of Vooch playing well and Zach playing well and other people playing well. But if those two are part of it, then, if they get traded off, which, gosh, I hope they don't decide, we're playing well, we're going to stick this out again. Wow. But if they trade those guys away, it's just so hard to tell with what's going to happen. I think these first 6 weeks are going to tell a lot.
Yes. Okay, here's the one positive that I'm hanging things on is that AK is smarter than we are basketball-wise. He has to realize he can't win with this core, and that we can't lose out on a high draft pick in a great class.
Yes, and I agree with you. And I think that's – to your point, I think that's probably why last year he wasn't as concerned about trading people and getting draft picks for this past year's draft, just because it wasn't worth it. There wasn't enough value in those top 10 picks. So, hopefully, that he sees that and realizes it, and we could end up with 15 wins this season. I can't even imagine.
Well. All right, so
but if we end up with 15 wins and Buzelis wins Rookie of the Year,
that's a great year.
I am totally okay with that.
Yeah. Then we get Cooper Flag and Buzelis starting, and we're just like, hey, so there's hope. There's hope.
It's a sliver, but there's hope.
Okay, Meat Bulls fans, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a quick start out of Levine, a slow start out of the Bulls.
Yeah.
Development for our young guys. We get that, and you're hearing it here first. Buzelis Lions on first or second team, and we only have 15 wins or less. We're in good shape.
Oh, man, we'll be ecstatic. Way to wrap it up. That was well stated.
Well, here's to a good season.
Good or bad, here's to it.
Hey, the NBA's back. The NBA's back.
That's the good thing. That's right. That's right. Silver lining.
Well, I'm sorry I had to run to this, get my wife to her appointment in time, but Trevin,
you gotta do what you got to do, John. Yep, absolutely.
We'll text later. We'll throw a tweet out there with some numbers. We'll get Sven on that.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
As always, that's
al dente.